My name's Guy Kestevan and I've been a professional bike and kit reviewer for nearly 25 years and I've seen some interesting things along the way, but yeah, this is definitely right up there. The Wave drop handlebar from Coefficient.cc. Now, as you can probably tell, what's odd about the Wave is the fact that rather than just being flat, it comes up in this big wave. That's where the name comes from. And the idea is that the way it droops rolls your elbows in more and just gives a much more natural, relaxed hand position. And if you look from above, there's also a 12-degree back sweep, so it's not flat. I mean, this is the bar I've taken off, my Ritchie WCS. So you can see, I mean, this is a much wider 48cm bar. You can see there, one on top of the other, the Wave comes forward more and then sweeps back more. And then, of course, from above, you've got that bulge, whereas the Wave was flatter. I'm not saying there's absolutely nothing wrong with the Wave. Absolutely nothing wrong with this Ritchie bar. I really enjoyed it. Had it on there now for, well over 6 months. Yeah, well, getting on for 10 months, really. 48cm width, so plenty of leverage, and it had an ergo bend down the bottom. This is a 44cm, so that's as wide as Wave go. They go as narrow as 38. But you only get that had quite a big flare on it. This just has 1.5 degrees of flare on the outside edge there. But looking at the detailing, you've got internal cable routing and hose routing for your brakes, and on both sides, obviously, you've got that little gripper patch there for your brake hoods, tilt markers as you'd hope, and then just on the inside here, I don't know if you can see that, there's like a little groove there, which Wave, according to Wave, that gives me extra sprinting power. Yeah, the idea is, it gives you. But the main idea with this is these drops put your elbows in more and just roll your wrists. So your elbows come in. You're a narrower stance, so more aerodynamic, and also it's a more natural position to pull in. And actually, because I knew I was going to fit these yesterday, I was riding along on my standard drops, and I realised most of the time I'm kind of riding like that, but with a gap, as though my wrists do want to turn out like that. So, they are relatively unconventional looking, as you can tell. So, I've got my Vielo ready to roll, ready for the bar and stem to go in there. And, yeah, well, let's get them fitted and see. I mean, I have read some reviews by a few people, testimonials by a few people who fitted them and have been super impressed by them, not least James Huang on Cycling Tips. I've got a huge amount of respect for. So, let's not concentrate on the looks. Let's just concentrate on how these perform. And also, I had some very good reports about how good they are at damping out sort of road vibration and shock in general. And looks are in the eye of the beholder. So, let's get them fitted. I'll get them taped up. I'll get my brakes on and get out for some socially distanced, responsible solo riding on them and see how my wrists, hands and aerodynamic profile benefit or not. Hope you've enjoyed the introduction to this Wave Coefficient bar. What might I not have covered? Did I tell you the weight was just about 205 grams for these 44s, under 200 for the 42s, and they're priced at £265 in the UK. I think it's around $325 in the US. So, not a cheap bar, but then, a top-grade carbon bar that's lightweight and, definitely a unique shape. So, hope you've enjoyed this video. Just talking you through kind of the theory behind it before I get into the practice of it. If you really like what I'm doing with the channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Massive thanks to the guys who already do, who are scrolling up now. And I've been Guy Kestevan on GuyKest TV, talking about the Wave handlebar from Coefficient.cc. Thank you very much. Okay, so first update before we've even got anywhere. Take some time aside to fit the tape, because between that bulge, the fatness and all the weird extra bends, that was a serious fight. So yeah, these better be good already. Cheers.